Hi everyone. I'm going to demonstrate how to play through Autumn Leaves with thirds and sevenths. There's two ways to approach this depending on whether you're a vocalist or not. If you're a vocalist, I'd like you to play the root in the bottom and play the thirds and the sevenths up here and then sing the melody. So the melody is covered that way. If you're not a vocalist, I'd like you to just play the thirds and sevenths in your left hand, melody in your right hand. So first let me demonstrate how the vocalists will play through it. You could start your thirds and sevenths really in either position, but I like them in and around middle C, a little bit higher. You could start down here. To me that feels a little low. You can hear that's starting to sound a little low. So I would shift it up here. So we have, remember, when we have thirds and sevenths in this configuration, especially on this tune, it's very cyclic. You know, we have the roots moving from one, up a fourth, up a fourth, up a fourth, and so on. So when that happens, it really just alternates. 7 moves down here, then this 7 moves down here, then this 7 moves down here, and so on. So it's a pretty easy pattern. Okay, so let me show you that again. So I'm starting with 7 of C here, third here. 7 always moves first. So that's the motion of the beginning of the tune on Autumn Leaves, okay? And then we would sing boo da da dwee, boo da da wee, boo ba boo dee, boo dee boo dum. So if you can, vocalists, find the words, obviously. The autumn leaves drift by my window, of red and gold. And you might even try putting it in your key. This is the key of G minor. And you might also do some rhythms like this. The autumn leaves, boo, ba, ba, sweet. Do a little comping. Ooh, of red and gold. I see her hand, her kisses. And lastly, vocalists, if you want to put in some fifths in the instead of just roots down here in the left hand, that would be great. The autumn leaves drift by my window, just in half notes. The autumn leaves of red and gold. You can hear how it creates some motion. The bee, da. Okay? And in fact, anybody could do this. It's a good exercise to hear the root motion. If you're a non-vocalist and you want to play the melody, you're going to play the melody in your right hand. And let's see. So we have two choices again. Let's see how close the hands get in this position. So I think I'd start there. I'd like it a little thinner. Remember, we're going to add bass later, so the bass is going to be playing down in this register. I like it a little higher up, and it sounds a little empty without the bass notes, but we're going to add those later, okay? You notice, though, the melody in its original form is in the lead sheet is very blocky. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. That's how it's written, right? So the most important thing is to swing the melody, to interpret the melody so it's not rhythmically so half notey and quarter notey. And on page 2 of that lead sheet, I gave a demonstration, and you're welcome just to use that for some ideas and then maybe use that as a starting plate to jump off and do some other things. I also added, you'll see on that sheet, some upgraded chords. You can just think sevenths of everything. on page 2, but the melody on page 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so I'm just adding some syncopation to the melody. Okay, so have some fun with that. Maybe practice it both ways. It would be good for the vocalist to play through the melody in the right hand. It would be good for the non-vocalist to play the root and kind of do a bit of both, because we want to eventually put everything together. So that's the end goal.